What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dwayne, Retro Gamer is I. Man, I wanted to talk to y'all about console wars. Now, as you guys can see, I'm holding two of some of my favorite games that I've ever played in my life. You have Streets of Rage, and you have Double Dragon. NES, Sega Genesis. Why am I holding these? Well, let's just keep it real right now. The Sega Genesis and the Nintendo were probably the biggest bloody console war ever. You see, the difference is between that console war and this bullshit console war that's going on right now with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 is that, one, we didn't have the internet, so it didn't get like ignorant fucks that watch these videos or, you know, comment on these videos and, oh, PS4 is the greatest because it runs 1080p, or Xbox, you're an Xbox. I don't give a shit what you call me. I think that the internet has taken gaming, the fun of gaming, away. I remember when I first started getting into like my PlayStation 2, roughly around that, the Nintendo 64, when I had the original Xbox, when I had things like that. And I used to only go to the internet for one thing, and that was to figure out how the hell to beat this one part on there. And also I used to go in there for cheat codes, because I think it was called cheatcodes.com, I believe. I can't really think of the name of it, but I used to only go in there for that. Now, I hold these two games right here because, like I said, these were not necessarily identical. Sega always had an edge to me. Sega always had that one-step edge. Then you had the Nintendo that was just the fan favorite. Now, being that Sega looked better, played better, didn't really sound better, but it looked better and played better. But this was the favorite. This right here was the rejuvenating of gaming. You have to thank Nintendo for the gaming, because in 1983 there was a gaming crash with all the bullshit that Atari was putting out and all that. So in 1985 the NES comes to America and takes over. I mean, takes over. All it took was to have a plumber, two plumbers, and trying to save a princess. You know what I'm saying? You put a storyline, that's it. Alright. So the internet has killed the console wars. I remember back in the day, I wasn't that much, I wasn't really older. Like, I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember a lot of what my mother and my father told me, because still to this day they're gamers. You know what I'm saying? They still game on their dang on 2600 Atari. I'd be like, I'm a retro gamer, but the 2600 was pretty bad to me. I just cannot get with that system. But sometimes they'll play it, and, you know, and they'll talk about how they remember, you know, Sega and Nintendo going at it. But here's the difference. Even though you knew that other people liked the system, it was never like this bloody civil war. If you don't know what the Civil War is, look it up. You know what I'm saying? North and South Americans against each other. You know what I'm saying? So you have the gaming community, PlayStation, Xbox, games in the middle. Remember that, games in the middle. So North and South against each other. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, who gives a shit that the PlayStation has sold so many units? Who cares that the Xbox has not sold as many as the PlayStation? Who cares? The only people that care about things like that are people that are not playing the video games. The people that sit here on the internet all day and tell you that your that your Xbox or your PlayStation is shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the only people that do that. Because the people that don't be on the internet all day talking shit about it are the people that's playing games. Now, I get a kick out of playing retro games. My channel is based on that. My channel is that. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of gameplay from old games. But what I don't get about the situation is that I have an Xbox, but I'm automatically put into this category because I have an Xbox. Not knowing that I really did want a PlayStation along with my Xbox. Now, Xbox was always my first choice because when I first played the original Xbox, when I first got my hands on one, I was like, yo, the graphics were better. I remember playing one game in particular. I had one game on both consoles, on the PlayStation, and I had one game on the original Xbox that was the same. It was The Matrix. PlayStation 2's graphics were terrible compared to the Xbox graphics. Terrible. Now, here's the difference. The PlayStation 3 comes out. The PlayStation 3 looks 10 times better. 10 times better than the Xbox 360. But it didn't matter because 360 had that edge. They had more games. They had online. They had all these things. So then you have the Xbox One. Now, I'm already going to the Xbox One. One thing about the Xbox One that had already sold me was Titanfall. That was it. I was like not thinking about anything else. And then on top of that, the only thing that PlayStation 4 launched with was like Killzone, Knack, and things like that. And I was like, I'm not really a fan of that. I don't want that. Because I had already played Killzone on the PlayStation 3. And that was okay. I was like, but when I mean, you got to think of it. Titanfall is probably a very overhyped game. And I really respect Titanfall for what it did because it got me out of the mindset of Call of Duty for a while. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is fun. And then you have Sunset Overdrive, you have Scalebound, you have Quantum Break, and all of these games that's just coming out for the Xbox One. Now, the bloody console war, it drives me fucking crazy. Now I'm just one man with 240 subscribers. I'm only one man. And I appreciate all of you guys that come out and watch my videos. And I can't change the world. But if you think about it, what sense does it really make to have a big console war on the internet? Now, a lot of Xbox fans are in retaliation to PlayStation 4 fans. See, you got to think about it. When 2013, when the Xbox One was revealed, PlayStation guys went fucking ham. They went absolute ham. And they wanted to tell you how your Xbox was terrible and how this, that, and the third, and you know, all of these things. All of these things. And then Xbox guys said, hold up. Xbox is amazing. And then now you have retaliation from these videos. And it's a never-ending war. You could probably be best friends with somebody and then they tell you that, oh, well, I don't like PlayStation 4. And you just go ape shit at this dude because he don't like the PlayStation.
I don't like the PlayStation 4.
Dude, what do you mean you don't like the PlayStation 4? Do you know how great it is? It's 1080p. Really? I don't really care what another person plays. I don't really care about that. I care about gaming. The Nintendo and the Sega was probably the biggest console war ever. Now, you'll have young kids that don't know anything about history saying that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One is the biggest console war. But no, this is a stupid console war. You have to think about it. They're not even fighting on TV. Understand when Sega went after Nintendo, Sega went after giants. Nintendo was the only gaming console that was out. The Sega Master System was not even in existence to the Nintendo. The Sega Master System was there, and we all know that the Sega Master System looked better than the Nintendo, but that shit didn't matter. So then you have you have Nintendo fighting against the Sega Genesis. Nintendo is still there. Original Nintendo, not the freaking Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo did come out in the life cycle of the Genesis, but I'm saying when the Genesis was there at the beginning, Nintendo was still there pushing their old games. I'm talking Mario, Duck Hunt, Zelda, things like that. Punch Out, original Punch Out, things like that. They were still pushing those games. So you talking about posters, what is it called? What Sega does with Nintendo? Yeah, things like that. I'm talking about commercials after commercials of different, battles. You look at it now, there are no battles when it comes to console wars. It's just y'all doing all this stupid shit on the internet. It's just like, okay, let's just get something clear here. Nobody's getting paid for this. When it all boils down, I don't know about you guys, but I got 3 kids and a wife. I got bills to pay. So I'm not going to be on the internet every day talking about what my system can do versus your system. It's stupid to me. Now, I remember what the Big Kahuna used to do. Big Kahuna used to have both systems, and he used to compare them. And he would say, okay, I like this one, but I don't like this. And he was never biased to it. He never, was biased to his consoles. He was just like, I like this one, I like this about this one, but I don't like this one, or vice versa. And it was always like that. And ultimately, he chose the Xbox One because it had more features that he liked. Now, how can you hate a person for that? It could have easily been the other way around. We just wouldn't talk on Xbox Live because I have an Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? But you can't shoot me because I have an Xbox One. What I'm basically saying is that, at the end of the day, it's like the console war has gotten way out of hand. It's got way out of hand. You guys really need to chill, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I see stuff on here like one guy was going at me, man. I'm talking about, man, I'm doing pretty good in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing really good in my life. And he came in, your mother's a faggot. I'm like, whoa. But I couldn't do nothing but laugh because, these PlayStation guys are really the reason why you have so many Xbox guys making videos about them. And then they come on the videos and want to tell you about how you're not doing this and doing that. I have not seen too many. I've seen some, but I haven't seen too many Xbox guys go onto PlayStation joints and then talk shit on there. I have not seen it like that. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I should be looking deeper, but honestly, I haven't seen that. But just remember where we come from, guys. Don't get caught up in this console war, because in the next 5 to 6 years, guess what'll happen? A new console. So the life cycle of the, you got to think about it, man. The Nintendo was around forever, man. It had, I want to say that, I don't know when the last game was made for Nintendo. I don't know when the last game was made for Nintendo. But I do know that the Super Nintendo was a successor. It was a successor. But a lot of people, just kind of like the 360 and the Xbox One, a lot of people didn't really want to leave the Nintendo because of all of the fun that it still had on the Nintendo. So, with all that being said, man, chill out. It is what it is, man, But I hope this video is kind of informative for you guys. One day I'm gonna do a history of all the collection of the consoles, so that you guys can have that and know that from me. I hope you guys do your homework. It's a beautiful history, man. It's a beautiful history. The history of gaming starts all the way back to the 50s, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's been around for a long time, and I don't think that it's gonna go anywhere as long as you guys don't kill it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Dwayne Retro Gamer is I. Deuces.